Such a great question. How do you know if I'm called to be an entrepreneur or I'm supposed to work a job that has more structure, like a 9 to 5? That's such a great question. Whenever I'm faced with a question of what should I do, like I immediately hear, you have to ask the Holy Spirit for guidance. That's only challenging to hear when you're not in a relationship with God. When you're in a relationship with God, He speaks in so many ways through His Word, through people. Things are confirmed. You know, things even kind of even almost enter into your world where you're just like, okay, I'm seeing this a lot, I'm hearing this a lot. But God will lead you. That's what I've learned. I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. I never saw myself doing all that I'm doing now. And what I've learned is, if you can't hear from God, or if you feel like you're not hearing from God, you can look at what He's doing in you to gather what He's saying to you. And so where I've worked, God has made me certain things. So I've become, when I said, I could never deal with a lot of paperwork, but where I've worked, I became such a great administrator that I was able to do things that I never thought I could do. So I became, and so I can gather, wow, God has probably called me to be an administrator. Even though I don't feel it, I don't see it, the work I was in, the leaders that I have, they have stretched me so that I found parts of myself that I didn't know existed. Because that's another challenge. Like, I always talk about, there's a real thing in life, or season of life, that I call discovery. Like, some things aren't for you to know, well, what am I supposed to do? Some things you'll grow into it. And as you grow, you see, okay, this may be the best fit for me. As I've grown, as I've expanded, as I've learned the business, or I've learned a particular industry, or I've been around a lot, I'm starting to see my joy is in something that I need to create versus within this particular company that I see and I enjoy helping grow. It's a balance. So I would say ask the Holy Spirit. And then something practical, so people don't get mad at me, is ask the people closest to you. What do you believe I'm good at? What do you believe I'm an expert in? And again, some people are really good at working within a company versus having to start their own. That's just the nature of it. I mean, I think, because of the culture we're in, entrepreneurship just looks more attractive. That's all. It sounds good, and people post like it's this free life, but the only thing free about being entrepreneurship is the stress that comes with it. It's like, it's a journey. But it's a journey that starts with discovery. It's a lot of work, and if you don't have the bandwidth for it, and then there are certain things that will rule you out of really being a full-time entrepreneur. Like, your life situation can speak as well. Like, if you need money, and you're in an emergency, hey, I'm not saying you can't be an entrepreneur. I'm saying you might need to get a job in the meantime, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. As long as you need to get that job because you can do both. People don't talk about that. You can have a job, like a 9 to 5 setup, and be an entrepreneur as well. It's just that eventually, if you're scaling properly, if you feel like you're flourishing and the business is growing, then you can make a decision if there's something you could take on full time. But the good news is we won't have to work no more when we cross over. So that's great news.